Welcome to part 2 of our tutorial on how to make a responsive website. In the first video we created this Tom and Kayla index page. Okay, so we set up the header section, our menu bar, and we also put in some information and a picture, also a little footer at the bottom. That got the first page of our website all sorted. We've just got the music, the gigs and the contact pages to go, which aren't too big. So let's head over to brackets and get started on those. Okay, so we did make these pages up last lesson, we just didn't put any information into them. So we're going to go to File and Open, and in your Tom and Kayla folder you should have Contact, Gigs and Music still to be made. So let's start with the music page, and we'll begin like usual by doing our exclamation mark doc type tag. Oops. Can't spell this morning. There we go. Doc type HTML. Put in our HTML tags and start with our head section. In the head section we're going to need our title, which is Tom and Kayla. Don't forget we need to write the and or ampersand sign with that special little code. And what I'm going to do is put a vertical line and write music, as this is the music page. Below that we need to link up our style sheet plus the 3 fonts that we did in the previous tutorial. So what I'm going to do is go back to my index page and simply copy and paste them. So it's a copy job by pressing Ctrl C. In my music page now I'll paste them in. So we've linked up our style sheet first of all, so any styling we wrote up last lesson in our style sheet will now be applied to our music page. That saves us a lot of writing having this style sheet over here. We've also linked up the font Muley, so our body text will be that Muley font. And we've also linked up the Rock Salt font for our header, so that's Tom and Kayla. If I save this page, we won't see anything just yet, but when I put in a bit of writing, we'll see that this font will change. Alrighty, so that's our head section all finished off. Easy. Go down to the body section now, and we can start typing in the body section. Now the first part is a copy and paste job as well. What we need to do is go to the index page, simply get the header section and copy the entire lot. That's got the name of the band, Tom and Kayla, and it's also got our menu bar. And it's all exactly the same as the index page, so it's a matter of pressing Ctrl C, going back to our music page, pressing Ctrl V. Alright, I might just need to nudge this header across. There we go. So inside your body tags you should have all of that. If I save this up now and go and preview it, that's what it's looking like already. All styled up for us, got our header section all done, menu bar working. Alrighty, so that's an easy way to get started on our music page. Below the header section we've got an article section. This time we're going to have to write it in. We've got some new writing now that differs from our index page. In the article section we need to put a H2 heading first of all that says music. And then below that we do a paragraph. That paragraph will say, have a listen to our recent radio interview on ABC Sunshine Coast. Now what we're going to do is put in a link here, and that's going to go to a SoundCloud audio file. Now in your account in the images folder, remember this SoundCloud link text document? This is what you're going to copy and paste in. So I'm going to press Ctrl C to copy it, and simply on the next line paste it in, and it pastes in this iframe set of code. Basically it's just linking to the SoundCloud website, and we'll play an audio snippet of the guys when they did a recent radio interview. Okay, once you put that in, that's the end of that article, so close it off. At the very bottom we've got the footer section. In the footer section we've just got a new paragraph that says copyright. So do the copyright symbol, so and copy. 2016 Tom and Kayla. Easy. That is our music page done. So if I press Ctrl S and save that, preview it, there we go, it's all done. This is the SoundCloud file. You can press play on that and it will begin playing the audio. Alright, we don't need to hear that now. There's our footer at the bottom working. That's easy. So much easier having that external style sheet, so having this style sheet here and having all these styles applied to every page in your website. Keeps your page looking consistent and saves you a lot of writing. Okay, so that's our music page done. What we're going to do now is open up our next page, which is the gigs. This one's not too different. It's got a table in it, so it's going to be a little bit more work. But apart from that, not too much different to what we've done in the past couple of pages. So let's start at the top with our doc type HTML tag. We'll put in our HTML tags themselves and put in a head section. Head section is going to be pretty similar to the previous ones, just a slightly different title. So it will say Tom and Kayla still. Vertical line, and I'm going to write gig guide. Okay, so after the gig guide, what we're going to do is copy and paste in those links from the other pages we've already done up. So we've got the link to the style sheet and then our two fonts that we need to import. So copy, paste them in. Okay, that's easy enough. That's our head section done. We'll go down and start our body section. Remember, our body section also has a lot similar to the previous pages, so what we can do is copy that whole header section. So I've copied that, back on my gigs page, straight beneath body, just paste that in. Okay, as I said before, and just a moment ago, that puts in the heading at the top. It says Tom and Kayla in the cool writing, and it also puts in our menu bar. We save that and test it. Again, that's how it's looking. Right, so in the main part of our page down here in the article section, we're going to add in the article. We're going to put a table in. Okay, so start with your H2 heading, and that's going to say upcoming gigs. Beneath the H2 section is when we start the table. The table, while I'm at it, I'm going to put a border on this table. So table border equals 1. Inside that table, I'm going to start a new table row, and inside that first row of the table, we're going to put some TH tags. They're the table heading rows. Okay, so we've got date as our first one. The next TH tag is going to be venue, and the one after that, well, the last one is going to be time. Okay, that's the first row in our table. If I save that up and preview, it's not going to look too flash, but date, venue and time are written in. Okay, below that we've got a fair bit of similar stuff. We've got a few gigs that we need to list. So we'll add a second row in. I might push this down a bit. And we do TD tags. Now we're not doing table header tags anymore, just table data tags. I'm going to copy and paste that a few times. 1, 2, 3, about 5 times I think we want this written in. So we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what that does is add 5 rows to our table. But so far there's nothing in between the TD tags, and nothing's actually going to appear in our table. It's just an empty table at the moment. So let's start putting some information in. In the first table row below the header there, so there's our header section there. Now in the next row down, we need to put in the first gig. We're going to write 7th of March 2016. That's the date. The venue will be lot 104, and the time will make 5:30 PM to 8:30 PM. Alright, save that, test it out, and you can see we're starting to get our dates, our venue, and our times put into the table. It's just a matter of filling these in now with the dates that I give you. These are all made up, but that's alright. I've got lot 104 again, and we'll do the same time for this one as well, 5:30 PM to 8:30 PM. Okay, down to the third gig now. In the third gig we've got 4th April 2016. This time we're playing at 45:51, and the time for this one will be 6 PM to 8 PM. Okay, second last one, we've got 10th of April 2016. We're back to lot 104, and we'll do the usual time slot. I'm just going to copy and paste this, 5:30 till 8:30 PM. And last of all, we've got our 4551 gig on the 29th of April 2016. 4551, and the time will be 6 till 8 p.m. Okay, so that's what we've just added in to make our table. Alright, save that up, have a preview. Okay, it's starting to look alright. But what we're going to need to do now is start to style this table up. Okay, it's a little bit ugly at the moment, so let's get over to our style sheet and style this table. So I'm going to go right to the bottom where I've got a bit of room. I'm going to start with the table. Okay, open up a curly brace in the table. I'm going to write width and set it to 100%. Oops, do a semicolon at the end. What that does, I'll just show you what that does. I'll just save that. It's not going to make it 100% of our page, but 100% of that article section. And we know the article section's only 768 pixels wide, I think. So that's about how wide our table will be. It's a good size. Also in that table tag, we want to do a bit more styling. First one, border collapse. And we're just going to choose collapse as its property. What that will do is remove that ugly border we've got and just make a nice, whoops, I'll just click out of it, a nice thin black border around the table. It's looking good. Now outside that table, we're going to put in a different color for every second row in our table. And the way we do that is style up the table rows. So write TR, colon, NTH child, and in brackets we're going to write even. So every even row in the table, we're going to style up, so open up a curly brace, and we're just going to change the background to white for the even rows. Now if you write the same thing again, but just change for the evens to odds, so TR, colon, NTH child, and in brackets write odd, now we colour every odd row. So the background, this time, I'm probably going to choose, I'll choose a code F2, F2, F2. That's a light greyish kind of colour. And close that off. So I just added these two pieces of code in. Even rows in our table are going to be white. Odd rows in our table are going to be that light, real light grey colour. Saving it up and testing it. That's not quite worked yet. I must have wrote something a bit wrong here. What have I done? Oh, I put the semicolon at the end of odd. Didn't need that there. Save that and try it again. There we go, that's working now. Okay, so I've got grey for every second row, white for every other row. And that was that little bit of code just there. Still going, the TH section, which is our table header section. Okay, what we want to do to that is do text-transform and choose uppercase. And then close that bit off. Preview that, we've now got uppercase writing for our table heading section. It's already in bold text, even though it's very hard to see. With this font style, we have got bold text, which is good. And finally the TD section down here, which is just the table data. What we're going to do to that is align it in the center of the table. So do text align at center. The other thing we might do is do the line height. So that puts in a bit of line spacing. Make it 2 EM. That puts in double line spacing. And it's going to make our table very easy to read now. There we go. Once we save it and preview it, double line spacing, all our text is centered. We've got the color in there. Takes up 100% width of our little article section. It's looking great. So that's our table all done. We need to put a footer down the bottom by the looks of things now. So after gigs there, back to gigs.html, we want to see where our table finishes, our article finishes, go outside the finishing article tag and create yourself a footer tag. Inside there we do a new paragraph, and it's simply the copyright statement. So copyright, do the copyright symbol, 2016, Tom, and symbol, Kayla. Okay, so that's our final section, the footer. We should have our closing body tag and closing HTML tag down the bottom. When saved, there's our footer section appearing at the bottom. So that's our gigs page done. We've just got the contact page to go. So back in brackets, let's open up that contact page. This one shouldn't take us too long to do at all. Okay, what I'm going to do is a big copy and paste job. I'm going to copy all the way from on my gigs page, the doc type, all the way down to the end of the header. Okay, so that entire first section there, I'm going to copy and paste into my contact section. The only thing I need to change here is up the top where it says gig guide. I'm going to change that to say contact us. Okay, we've imported our style sheet, so all the styling gets applied to this document. We've got our 2 fonts imported. Got our header section in with the cool band name in the top left. We've got our menu bar in. Okay, it's looking good. I'm just going to go down a bit further and close off the body tags and close off the HTML tags. We've just got this little section here where we can add in the last bit of writing. Okay, so on the contact page, below the header section, we do up an article section. Inside that article, we put a H2 heading like usual, and it's just going to say contact us. Give yourself a bit of room below that. Just save it and have a look, make sure this is working so far. Yeah, so far so good. Okay, in the contact us section, we're going to do a new paragraph, and we're going to put in some bold text. I'm going to write the word strong, and in bold I'm going to write phone. Okay, outside of those strong tags now, I'm just going to put a space and write the phone number. So 0412345678. Alrighty, so we've got now our phone number. Do up another P tag, which starts a new paragraph. We'll put in the strong tags again. Oops. And in the strong tag this time, we're going to do an email. Okay, the email we're going to put in, simply going to say bookings at tomandkayla.com. Now we want to turn this into an email link. Okay, so what we're going to have to do is go before the word bookings and do the ahref tag. Ahref equals, and we write the word mail to, it's all one word, and write bookings at tomandkayla.com. Oops, I need .au on the end of this just to keep it consistent. And then I'm going to close off that pointy bracket. Remember to move this closing A tag after this email address. That way that turns into the hyperlink. Okay, just save that and test it and make sure you've got a phone number. There's an email just there. It's not working properly. I'm going to have to style that up in just a moment, but the email address is there. After the email, what we're going to do, put in a horizontal rule. Not sure if you've used those before, but that's just a straight line that rules off your page. Okay, if I save that, I'll show you what a HR or a horizontal rule looks like. There it is just there. Below the horizontal rule, we're going to put in some pictures, so some social media icons. So I'm going to make a new paragraph, and inside that paragraph, we're going to do a few images. Alright, so we're going to do image source equals images. I'm going to start with the Facebook icon. We're going to turn these into hyperlinks as well in a moment. Image source equals, and then in images, we're going to choose the Instagram icon. And then finally, in images, we're going to choose the YouTube icon. Saving that up, we'll have a look at how that goes. Yeah, there they all are. They're not styled up yet, those images, so we will style them up in a minute to get them looking good. But we've got the images all working below that horizontal rule. Okay, what we want to do is turn those into hyperlinks. So before the image source, we need to put in a usual link tag, which is the ahref equals, we're going to have to put in some websites. So http://www.facebook.com/tom-and-Kayla. I know this is a huge link, but just bear with me. 3044039 164 09 564 / question mark f ref equals TS. Close the quotation marks, close the link off. The closing link tag there, just move it after the picture so the picture turns into a link. Okay, big big website address there. I think I've got it right. We can always check it later on. That should link to the Tom and Kayla Facebook page. Now, if you want it to pop up in a new window, don't forget to put after the quotation marks there target equals underscore blank, and that will put it into a new tab when you click on that link. For the other two links, I'm not going to be as fussy because I don't know their actual links or whether or not they have these pages. So ahref equals, and we're going to just write in quotation marks http / www.instagram.com. Close the link off. Target equals underscore blank. Don't forget to move the closing A tag after the image. I'm going to do something pretty similar. I'm going to do a copy and paste job for the YouTube one. Instead of linking to Instagram though, it's going to link to youtube.com. And don't forget to close the A tag off at the end. So we've got a link now. When we click on the YouTube picture, we've got a link going to Instagram when we click on the Insta picture. And we've got a link to their Facebook page when we click on the Facebook link. So that's our social media icons all sorted down there. As I said, we'll style them up a bit later on. And then the article section will be closed, and we just got the footer section to go. Just like on the other pages, might as well copy and paste it. It's this little copyright statement, so I'll copy it off my gigs page and paste it in down the bottom. Okay, so that's my footer section. That's that page pretty much done. It just needs a bit of styling on a few of the things, so I'll save it and test it. Copyright's in, text is in. We just need to style up our email link, and we need to style up our social media icons. Alright, so let's head on over to our style tags. Style page, and let's style these up. Okay, first thing, let's go to our social media icons. What we're going to have to do is we're going to have to give them, where are we, contact, we're going to have to give them a class name. Okay, so where you've got your images down here, so you can see the image source for Facebook, we're going to need to get inside the image tag and write class equals, and in quotation marks, we're going to write social, that'll do actually, yeah, social. So you can see image class social. I'm going to copy and paste that class equals social and put it into the other ones too. So where I've got the Instagram image, I'll write image class is social. And also for the YouTube one, image class is social. So what I'm going to do now that I've got the unique name social written in, I'm going to go back to my style sheet and do .social. Okay, and now we can style up these social media icons. So simply open up your curly brace. We'll set the width first of all. Oops, not the widths, we want the width. The width we want is 50 pixels. We'll do the height next, and that'll be 50 pixels as well. Put a bit of padding around these, so 10 pixels will be good. And I'm going to put a bit of a margin at the top. That'll just give us a bit of space between the horizontal rule and the icons. Closing that bracket off, I'll save that up. Make sure your contact page is saved. When we go and test it, we've got our 3 icons in. 10 pixels padding around each one, so there's a bit of breathing space between the icons, and also a bit of room just above it where that horizontal rule is. Next thing we might do is style up this email link. Okay, we can't see it at the moment, so we're going to have to go over to our contact page again. And let's find this email link. Here it is in here. Okay, we're going to have to style it up. So let's find the link. Here it is. The A stands for the link. We're going to give it a class name. So class equals, and we're going to write hyperlink. Oops. In quotation marks. So we're just editing the A class equals hyperlink. We've given it a unique name now. If we were to style that up without giving it a unique name, it would also affect our menu bar up here, which is also a hyperlink. So just to affect this one and only hyperlink, we have to give it a special unique name, and it's called hyperlink. So back in my style tags, I'm going to do dot hyperlink. Okay, and the way I'm going to style up this hyperlink, I need to give it a bit of color first of all. So color, the color I'm going to choose, I'm going to do hashtag 08, oh sorry, I'll go the other way, 808080, and do a semicolon. If I hover over that color, you'll see that's giving it that dark grey color. The other thing I want to do with this hyperlink is give it a rollover effect or a hover effect. So what I need to do is do dot hyperlink. Once I've written dot hyperlink in, I need to do a colon and write hover. And what I want to do for that is change the color. So the color I'm going to do is hashtag, and do 9D, 9D, 9D. If I hover over that, you'll see it's just a slightly different shade of grey, a little bit lighter than the other one. And the other thing I'm going to do is put an underline on it. So text decoration, I'm going to do underline. So when it is rolled over, an underline will appear. Okay, so those two things there have styled up my hyperlink for the email address. I'll save those pages up and have a look. So you can see my email address here now, and as I hover over it, it becomes slightly lighter in color and an underline appears. The other thing I might slightly change is this horizontal rule. It's just a little bit close to the text, I reckon. So what I'm going to do is just do a HR style up. So it styles up my horizontal rule. And I'm just going to change the margin top. I'm going to change it to 20 pixels. That'll just give me 20 pixels of extra space above that margin. Okay, so that's all done. Looks good. That's probably it. I can't think of anything else that we need to do. So we've got our page all made up. We've got the contact page, we've got the gigs page, we've got our music page with our interview, and we've got our home page. The last step now is to make it mobile compatible. Okay, so it can be viewed on mobile phones and iPads and tablets and things like that. We'll look at that in the next video. Okay, so save up your work for now, and I'll see you in the last video when we make our web pages responsive.